Jax heard the crying before he saw them. Not a coyote, not wind. A child. He stepped onto the porch, lantern raised. 7 kids stared back from the shadows, filthy, trembling. The oldest, maybe 12. The boy's voice cracked. "Our mama and papa burned. We got nowhere to go." Jax's hand tightened on the lantern. 3 years he'd spent making sure he never felt anything again. 3 years of careful numbness. Gone. Just like that. Drop your city in the comments. I want to see how far this story reaches. Hit subscribe. You'll want to see where this goes. I promise you that. Stores closed. The words came out automatic. Jax didn't move from the doorway. The boy didn't either. Just stood there, swaying on his feet, keeping himself between Jax and the 6 smaller kids behind him. "I know, sir. We need—" His voice gave out. A girl stepped forward, 10 maybe, holding a baby that looked half dead. "Water," she said, flat, direct. "Please." Jax looked at the baby, then at the other 4. Twins gripping each other's hands. A little girl with a doll. The smallest one already asleep on the ground. Jesus Christ! He pushed the door open. "Inside! Now!" They moved like ghosts, silent except for feet shuffling across his floor. Jax lit the lamps, saw them clearly. Rail thin, covered in ash and dried blood. The kind of desperate that came from days, not hours. "Sit." They sat. The girl with the baby stayed standing. "I need to feed him. You got milk?" "Goat's milk, cold box out back." "I'll need a bottle, clean cloth, warm water." Jax stared at her, 10 years old, giving orders like a field nurse. "You know how to do that?" "Mama taught me." The word mama hung in the air. Jax got the milk, watched her prepare the bottle with steady hands. The baby latched on, went quiet. The boy was still standing, protective stance, ready to bolt or fight, couldn't tell which. "What's your name?" "Sam Parker, sir." "This is Betsy, my sister. The baby's Thomas. The twins are Noah and Caleb. That's Marianne and Grace." "Where from?" "Parker Homestead, 8 miles—" "I know it," Jax cut him off. "When?" "When what?" "When they die." Sam's jaw worked. 3 nights ago. Fire started in the kitchen. Papa got us out. Went back for Mama. Roof came down. No emotion. Just facts. The kid had cried himself empty already. "You bury them?" "What we could find." Jax turned to the shelves, started pulling down food. Bread, jerky, canned peaches. Set it on the counter. "Eat slow. You'll puke if you don't." They didn't eat slow. Sam grabbed bread, tore it in half, gave it to the twins. Betsy kept one hand on the baby, ate with the other. Marianne stuffed peaches in her mouth so fast, juice ran down her chin. Grace woke up, saw the food, started crying. "Hey, hey!" Sam knelt down. "It's okay. Look. Food. Real food." "Mama?" Mama's sleeping, Gracie." "Want Mama." I know. But look, peaches. You love peaches." The little girl took a peach slice, ate it, started crying again while she chewed. Jax looked away, found Rosa standing in his doorway. "Thought I locked that." "You did. I got a key." Rosa stared at the 7 kids. "Sweet Mary and Joseph." They walked from the Parker place. "Martin Parker's dead?" "Him and Sarah both. House fire." Rosa crossed herself, moved toward the children. "Babies, when did you eat last?" Betsy looked up. "Day before yesterday. Maybe. I don't. Time got mixed up. Lord have mercy. Rosa turned to Jax. You got eggs? Some. Milk? Gave them the goat's milk. Flour? Lard? Rosa, what are you? I'm making them a real meal. These children are half-starved. She started for his kitchen. Stopped. Unless you got objections? Jax shook his head. Rosa cooked. The kids ate. Nobody talked. When they were done, Grace threw up. Just leaned over and vomited peaches and bread across Jack's floor. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Betsy jumped up. It's fine. No, I'll clean it. I just need a rag. I said it's fine. Jax grabbed a bucket and mop. Kid ate too much too fast. Happens. Betsy still looked panicked. We can work. We can pay you back. Sam knows how to... Stop. She stopped. Jax knelt down to Grace's level. The little girl was crying again, ashamed. You're okay. Not your fault. Understand? Grace nodded, hiccuped. Good. He looked at Sam. How long since you slept? I don't know. 2 days? There's a storeroom in back. Take the blankets off that shelf. Make pallets for everyone. We can't. Wasn't asking. Sam hesitated, then nodded, started gathering blankets. The twins followed him like ducklings. Mary Ann grabbed Grace's hand. Betsy kept the baby. When they were gone, Rosa spoke quietly. What are you planning, Jax? I'm not planning anything. Liar. They needed food and a place to sleep. I provided it. Tomorrow I take them to the council. And then? Not my problem. Rosa gave him a look that said she knew exactly how full of shit he was. I'm going home. I'll be back at dawn with clean clothes for them. She paused at the door. You did a good thing tonight. Didn't do nothing. That's what I mean. She left. Jack stood in his empty trading post, listening to 7 kids settle down in his storeroom. Whispers. The baby fussing. Someone crying quietly. He poured himself a drink, stared at it, poured it back. Dawn came hot and mean. Jax woke to find Sam already on the porch. You sleep? Some. Liar. The kid's eyes were bloodshot, his hands shaking. Jack sat down next to him. Didn't say anything, just watched Red Creek wake up. What happens today? Sam finally asked. Council meets at 10. They'll decide. Decide what? What to do with you. We're not dogs. You don't just do something with us. I know that. Do you? Sam turned to face him. Because everyone keeps talking about us like we're a problem to solve. We're people. We got names. We had parents who loved us. We're not. His voice broke. He covered his face with his hands. Jack sat there, useless. What did you say to a 12-year-old who'd lost everything? My boy was about your age, he heard himself say. When he died. Sam looked up. Daniel, that was his name. Cholera took him 3 years back. Took my wife Margaret, too. I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. Jack stared at the horizon. Spent 3 years making sure I didn't care about nothing. Didn't want to hurt like that again. Does it work? No, he looked at Sam. It just makes you dead while you're still breathing. They sat quiet for a while. The council's going to send us away, aren't they? Jax wanted to lie. Couldn't. Probably. Together? No. Sam nodded, stood up. Then we'll run. What? Tonight, after dark. We'll take what we can carry and head north. Montana, maybe. or Oregon. Kid, you can't. Watch me. Sam's jaw set. I promised Mama. We stay together. I don't care if I have to steal or lie or... I'm not letting them split us up. The door opened. Betsy came out with Thomas. He won't stop crying. I think he's sick. Jax took the baby, felt his forehead. He's burning up. What do we do? There's a doctor in town, Doc Hendricks. We don't got money for a doctor. I got money. Jax handed the baby back. Get him ready to travel. We're going now. Doc Hendricks' office smelled like carbolic and old leather. The doctor examined Thomas while the other 6 kids crowded the waiting room. Fever from dehydration, Hendricks said finally. He'll need fluids, rest, careful feeding for a few days. He gonna make it? Betsy's voice was small. If he's cared for properly, yes. We'll care for him proper. Hendricks looked at her, then at Sam, then at Jax. These the Parker children? Yes. Heard about Martin and Sarah. Terrible business. He started preparing medicine. Where are they staying? With me, for now. For now, Hendricks repeated it. Handed Betsy a bottle. 3 drops in water, 4 times a day. And Mrs. Delgado, her restaurant. She's got bone broth. Feed him that, nothing else, for 2 days. Thank you, sir. Hendricks stopped Jax at the door. The council's meeting this morning. About them. I know. Cornelius Ashford's already made up his mind. About what? Territorial home in Abilene. He's got the votes. Jax felt something cold settle in his gut. They'll split them up. That's the policy. Policy. Jax spat the word. These kids just lost their parents. You really think separating them is... What I think doesn't matter. I'm 1 vote out of 5. Then use it. Hendricks looked at the 7 children in his waiting room. Sighed. I'll try, Jax. That's all I can promise. The council met in the church basement because it was the only building in Red Creek with a room big enough. Jax walked in with all 7 kids. Cornelius Ashford looked up from his papers. His expression soured. Mr. McAllister, I heard you'd collected some strays. Betsy's hand tightened on Jack's arm. He covered it with his own. These are the Parker children. Their parents died. They need help. Yes, tragic. Ashford didn't sound like he thought it was tragic. We've already discussed the matter. The territorial home in Abilene can take them. Transport's been arranged for Friday. All of them together? Sam stepped forward. That's not how it works, boy. You'll be placed according to age and... We stay together. Betsy's voice cut through. That's not negotiable. Ashford's eyebrows went up. I beg your pardon? We promised our mama. We don't get split up. What you promised your mother is irrelevant to... Don't you dare! Sam moved in front of his sister. Don't you dare tell us our mama's promises don't matter. Mayor Pritchard cleared his throat. Son, nobody's trying to... Yes, you are. Sam's voice shook. You're trying to make this easy on yourselves. Send us away. Split us up. Forget we exist. Well, I won't let you. You're 12 years old, Ashford said coldly. You don't have a choice. Then I'll run. We'll all run. Tonight. And you'll never find us. That's absurd. You can't possibly. We walked 8 miles through Texas summer with no food and no water. We buried our parents. We kept a baby alive. Sam stepped closer to the council table. Tell me again what we can't do? Silence. One of the twins started crying. The other one punched him in the arm. Stop it, Caleb hissed. We gotta be brave. I don't want to be brave, Noah sobbed. I want Mama. Mama's dead. Stop crying. You stop. They started shoving each other. Marianne tried to separate them, got elbowed in the face, started crying too. Grace started screaming. It was chaos. Beautiful, messy, human chaos. Betsy handed the baby to Jax and waded into the fight. Noah, Caleb, stop it right now. He started it. Did not. Both of you shut up or You'll what? Caleb rounded on her. You're not Mama. You can't tell us what to. The slap was sharp and sudden. Betsy's handprint stood out red on Caleb's cheek. The room went dead silent. I'm not Mama, Betsy said, voice shaking. But I'm trying. I'm trying so hard to keep us together, and keep Thomas alive, and keep you and Noah from killing each other, and... Her voice broke. I'm 10 years old, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying, and I need you to help me. Caleb stared at her, then burst into tears and threw his arms around her waist. Noah joined them, then Marianne, then Sam, trying to hold all of them together while they fell apart. Grace climbed into Jack's lap with the baby, just sat there, thumb in her mouth, watching her family cry. The council sat frozen. Jax stood, carefully, with 2 children in his arms. You want to send them to Abilene? Fine, but you're going to have to drag them. You're going to have to rip siblings apart while they're screaming and begging, and everyone in this town's going to watch you do it. Mr. McAllister, I'm not finished. Jax's voice went hard. I lost my son, lost my wife, spent 3 years wishing I'd died with them. Then these 7 kids showed up on my doorstep and reminded me what it feels like to give a damn about something. He looked at each council member. You want to take that away from me? You want to send them to an institution where there'll be numbers instead of names? Where Thomas will cry for his sister and Betsy won't be there? Where the twins will wake up scared and Sam won't be there to tell them it's okay? It's not about what we want, Ashford said. It's about what's practical. Practical. Jax laughed. No humor in it. My wife died calling our son's name. I held her while she died, and there was nothing practical about it. It was just pain. Pure, useless pain. He shifted Grace in his arms. These kids know that pain. They're living it right now. And you want to make it worse because it's easier for you. Because dealing with them is inconvenient. That's not fair, Mayor Pritchard protested. Isn't it? Where were you when Catherine Parker was dying? Where were you when those kids were starving? You're all so concerned about propriety and procedure now, but none of you gave a damn when it mattered. Doc Hendricks spoke up. Jax, what are you suggesting? I'm suggesting they stay with me. The room erupted. Absolutely not, Ashford stood. A single man, housing 7 children, half of them girls, the impropriety alone. To hell with your propriety. Mr. McAllister, you will not use that language in... I'll use whatever language I want. These are children, not cattle. They deserve better than being shipped off because you're too uncomfortable to... The door banged open. Rosa stood there, breathing hard like she'd been running. Mrs. Delgado, Ashford said icily, this is a closed council session. Then open it. She walked to stand next to Jax. Because what you're discussing affects my business. How so? If Jax takes those children, I'm moving my restaurant into his trading post, combining operations. I'll be there to provide female supervision, propriety, whatever else you need to approve this. Jax stared at her. Rosa, you can't... I can. I am. She faced the council. You want a woman in the household? Fine. I'm volunteering. Mrs. Delgado, you'd be giving up your independence, your established location. I'd be helping 7 children stay together. Seems worth it to me. Ashford's face went red. This is madness. Both of you have lost your minds. The answer is no, absolutely not. Why? Rosa demanded. I've already stated. No, really. Why? Give me one good reason that isn't about appearances, or your comfort, or what people will say. Because it's not appropriate for these children lost their parents. Rosa's voice went quiet. Dangerous. They're terrified and grieving and desperately trying to stay together. And you're more worried about appearances than their actual welfare. That's not leadership, Cornelius. That's cowardice. Ashford slammed his hand on the table. You go too far, madam. Do I? Then prove me wrong. Approve the arrangement. Never. Even if it means those children suffer? Their suffering is not my... Ashford stopped, realized what he'd just said. The other council members looked at him. Reverend Davies spoke carefully. Cornelius, perhaps we should reconsider. There's nothing to reconsider. The decision stands. Sam moved, fast, grabbed a chair, dragged it to the council table, stood on it. Now he was eye level with Ashford. My daddy died trying to save my mama. He ran back into a burning building because he loved her more than he loved his own life. Sam's voice didn't shake. And you're standing there telling me my family doesn't matter because it's inconvenient for you? Boy, get down from... No, Sam didn't move. You want to send us away? Fine. But you're going to look at me while you do it. You're going to look at Betsy holding our baby brother. You're going to look at the twins who are 8 years old and have nightmares every night. You're going to look at Marianne and Grace, who still cry for Mama. He leaned forward. And then you're going to tell yourself you did the right thing. Ashford couldn't hold his gaze, looked away. The decision stands, he repeated, weaker this time. Jax set Grace down, handed Thomas to Betsy, walked up to the table, placed both hands flat on the surface, leaned in close to Ashford. You know what I think, Cornelius? I don't particularly care what. I think you lost someone. I think you know exactly what these kids are feeling, and it terrifies you. Ashford's face went white. I think you're so scared of that pain that you'd rather send 7 children into hell than feel one moment of compassion. Because compassion means vulnerability, and you can't afford to be vulnerable. Get out, Ashford whispered. Gladly, Jack straightened. But these kids are coming with me, and if you or anyone else tries to stop me, you'll have to go through me first. He turned to leave. Jax, Doc Hendrick stood. If you do this, Cornelius will have you arrested. On what charge? He'll think of something. Let him try. Hendricks looked at the other council members. I vote to approve the arrangement. Provisional guardianship for 6 months, with weekly oversight from this council. Seconded, Rosa called out. You're not on the council, Ashford snarled. Then make me, or approve the arrangement. Your choice. Mayor Pritchard rubbed his face. Cornelius, this has gotten out of hand. Maybe we should... The answer is no. Then you're on your own. Pritchard stood. I vote to approve. Reverend Davies raised his hand. As do I. Frank Morrison, who'd been silent the whole time, nodded. Approve. Ashford stared at his counsel. You're all making a terrible mistake. Maybe, Hendrick said, but it's our mistake to make. Motion passes 4-1. Ashford gathered his papers, stood. This isn't over. He left. The basement went quiet, except for Grace's soft crying. Then Marianne started singing. Quiet, off-key. Jesus loves me, this I know. Betsy joined her. Then the twins. Then Sam, his voice cracking on the words. 7 children singing in a church basement, celebrating the fact that they got to stay together. Jax felt Rosa's hand on his arm. You okay? No. He looked at the 7 kids. His 7 kids. But I will be. They walked back to the trading post in silence. Sam carried Grace. Betsy had Thomas. The twins held hands. Marianne clutched her doll. Rosa walked beside Jax. I meant what I said. About moving my restaurant. You don't have to do that. I know. I want to. She paused. I had 3 children once. All of them died young. Scarlet fever. Jax stopped walking. Rosa, I didn't know. Nobody did. I don't talk about it. She looked at the kids ahead of them. But I see them, and I see my babies. And I think maybe God's giving me another chance. You sure about this? Are you? Jax watched Sam adjust Grace on his hip. Watched Betsy soothe the baby. Watched the twins start bickering about something trivial. No, I'm terrified. Good, me too. Rosa smiled. But we'll figure it out. When they reached the trading post, Jax opened the door. Inside, all of you. They filed in, stood there, uncertain. This is home now, Jax said, for as long as you need it. Forever? Grace asked. The word hit him like a fist. Forever. He'd promised Margaret, forever. Promised Daniel, forever. Both promises broken. Could he promise that again? Sam was watching him, waiting. Yeah, Gracie. Forever. Betsy started crying. Then Sam. Then all of them. Even Caleb, who'd sworn he wouldn't cry anymore. They piled onto Jax like puppies. 7 kids, all talking at once, thanking him, promising to be good, to work hard, to not be trouble. Rosa watched from the doorway, wiping her eyes. Jax held them and let them cry, and tried not to think about all the ways this could go wrong. Because in that moment, it felt right. Not perfect, not easy, but right. 3 years he'd spent hiding from life, from pain, from feeling anything at all. And in one night, 7 orphaned children had torn down every wall he'd built. All right, he said when the crying slowed. All right. Everyone sit down. We need to figure out sleeping arrangements, and chores, and about 1,000 other things. They sat, eager, hopeful. Jax looked at their faces and saw the future, messy, complicated, terrifying, and absolutely worth fighting for. First rule, he said. We're a family now. That means we look out for each other. No one gets left behind. Understand? 7 heads nodded. Second rule, honesty. You got a problem? You say it. You're scared? You say it. You're angry? You say it. No more hiding. More nods. Third rule, he paused. I'm going to mess this up. Probably a lot. But I promise I'll keep trying. Fair? Fair, Sam said. All right then. Jax stood. Let's get to work. They scattered, the twins exploring, Marianne playing with Grace, Betsy settling the baby, Sam helping Rosa bring in supplies. Jax stood in the middle of his trading post and felt something he hadn't felt in 3 years. Hope. Fragile, uncertain, but real. Outside, the Texas sun beat down on Red Creek. Inside, a family was being born. 7 children and 2 broken adults learning what it meant to choose each other. The road ahead would be hard. Ashford wasn't done. The town would talk. The authorities would investigate. But for now, in this moment, there was peace. And that was enough. That first night, nobody slept. Jax gave the kids every blanket he owned, made pallets in the storeroom, tried to give them privacy. Lasted about an hour before the screaming started. He ran in to find Grace standing on her pallet, eyes wide open, shrieking at something only she could see. "Fire! Fire! Mama's in the fire!" Sam grabbed her. "Gracie, no! There's no fire! You're safe!" "Mama!" Betsy woke up swinging, hit Sam in the face, started screaming too. The twins bolted upright. Marianne dove under her blanket. Thomas woke up and started wailing. Jax froze in the doorway. 7 kids in full panic, and he had no idea what to do. Rosa pushed past him. "Grace, honey, look at me. Look at Rosa." Grace kept screaming. Rosa grabbed her face. Firm. "Grace Elizabeth Parker, look at my eyes." Grace's screams cut off. She stared at Rosa. "There's no fire. You're in Mr. Jax's storeroom. You're safe. Say it." I'm safe." Again. "I'm safe." One more time. "I'm safe." Grace started crying. Real tears now, not panic. "But Mama—" "I know, baby, I know." Rosa pulled her close, looked at Jax over the child's head. "Get water, cold water, and a cloth." Jax got water, watched Rosa wipe Grace's face, get her breathing steady, rock her like she'd done it 1,000 times before. The other kids had gone quiet, watching. "This gonna happen every night?" Caleb asked. "For a while, probably." Rosa didn't sugarcoat it. "You all went through something terrible. Your minds are gonna need time to understand it." "I don't want to understand it," Noah whispered. "I want to forget." "Can't forget, but maybe we can learn to live with it." Sam stood up. His eye was already swelling from where Betsy hit him. "I'm sorry," Betsy said. "I didn't mean, I thought—" "I know. It's okay." "It's not okay. I hit you." "Betsy, I said it's okay." "But—" "Stop." Sam's voice cracked. "Just stop. Please." He walked out. Jax found him on the porch 20 minutes later, sitting in the dark. "You hurt?" "My eye's going to be black tomorrow, but I'm fine." Jax sat down, didn't say anything. "I can't do this," Sam said finally. "Do what?" "Be strong. Be the one who holds everyone together. I'm 12 years old and I'm so tired and I can't." "Then don't." Sam looked at him. "What?" "You heard me. Don't be strong. Not tonight. Tonight you can be 12 and scared and tired." "But the others have me and Rosa. You get to fall apart for a while." Sam's face crumpled. He tried to hold it back. Couldn't. Jax put an arm around him and let the boy cry into his shoulder. Felt thin shoulders shaking, heard broken sobs that had been held in too long. When it was over, Sam pulled away, wiped his face. "Sorry." "Don't be. I got snot on your shirt." "I got 7 kids now. Gonna have worse than snot on my shirt." Sam almost smiled. Almost. They sat quiet for a while. "You think we'll be okay?" Sam asked. "Honestly, I don't know. But I promise we'll try." "That's all Mama ever said too. We'll try." He looked at Jax. "Trying didn't save her." "No, but it kept you alive. Sometimes that's enough." They went back inside. The other kids had finally fallen asleep, tangled together on the pallets like puppies. Rosa was in the main room, making coffee despite the late hour. "You drink coffee?" Jax asked. "Not usually, but I'm not sleeping tonight." She poured 2 cups. "You?" "Haven't slept proper in 3 years." They drank in silence. "This is insane," Rosa said finally. "You know that, right?" "Yeah." "We're going to fail, probably spectacularly." "Yeah. And we're doing it anyway." Yeah, Rosa laughed, quiet and a little broken. My husband used to say I had more heart than sense. He was right. He also drank himself to death and left me alone with 3 babies who all died anyway. So maybe his judgment wasn't great. Jax looked at her, really looked, saw the grief she carried, same as his. How long? Since they died? 15 years. You'd think it'd get easier. Does it? No. You just get better at pretending. They finished their coffee. Rosa stood. I'm going home. Be back at dawn with my things. Rosa, you really don't have to. We already had this conversation. I'm doing it. She paused at the door. Besides, someone needs to teach those children proper manners. You're a good man, Jax, but you eat like a dog. She left before he could argue. Jax checked on the kids one more time, all sleeping now. Even Grace, curled up against Betsy with her thumb in her mouth. 7 kids. Jesus Christ, what had he done? Morning came too fast. Jax woke to the smell of something burning and children arguing. I said stir it. I am stirring it. Not like that, you're... Noah, stop eating the raw eggs. I'm hungry. We're all hungry. That doesn't mean... Grace, put that down. Jax stumbled into the kitchen area, found Betsy trying to cook while managing 5 younger siblings. Sam was nowhere to be seen. What's happening? I'm making breakfast. Betsy looked frazzled. Or trying to. The twins keep eating everything before I can cook it, and Marianne won't stop crying, and Grace keeps trying to climb the shelves, and... Where's Sam? Outside. He said he needed air. Thomas started screaming from the storeroom. And the baby's hungry again, and I don't know what to do because we're out of goat's milk and... Okay, stop. Jax took the spoon from her. Sit down. But... Sit. Betsy sat, started crying. Jax looked at the disaster that was his kitchen. Burned porridge, broken eggs, flour everywhere. Caleb, Noah, come here. The twins appeared, guilty. Go outside, find Sam. Tell him I need firewood. A lot of it. Go. They ran. Marianne, what's wrong? The 6-year-old hiccuped. I miss Mama. I know, but right now I need you to be a big girl and help Grace wash her hands. Can you do that? Marianne nodded, took Grace to the water basin. Jax turned to Betsy. How much sleep did you get? I don't know, 2 hours? Not enough. Go lie down. I can't. The baby. I'll handle the baby. Go. But you don't know how to... I raised a son for 6 years. I can handle a baby. Go. Betsy went. Jax picked up Thomas. The baby was red-faced, screaming his lungs out. All right, kid, let's figure this out. He had no goat's milk, no cow's milk, nothing. Rosa walked in carrying 2 crates. Thank God, Jax said. Rough morning? You could say that. Rosa set down the crates, pulled out a bottle of milk. Knew you'd be out, brought supplies. She took Thomas. Go handle the twins before they burn down your barn. Jax went outside, found Sam sitting against the barn wall, staring at nothing. You okay? No. Honest, at least. The twins are supposed to be getting firewood. They're hiding behind the chicken coop. Think I don't know? But I do. Jax walked around the barn, found both boys crouched in the dirt. Firewood. Now. We don't want to. Wasn't asking. You're not our pa, Caleb said. You can't tell us what to do. The words hit harder than they should have. You're right. I'm not your pa. But I'm the one feeding you and housing you and keeping you alive. So you're gonna get firewood. Or you can leave. Your choice. Both boys stared at him. Caleb's face went red. Maybe we will leave. Caleb, Noah grabbed his brother's arm. No! I'm tired of everyone telling us what to do. I'm tired of pretending everything's okay when Mama and Papa are dead and we're living with strangers and... He started crying. Hard, angry sobs. Noah put his arms around him. It's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. It's never gonna be okay. Jax knelt down. Didn't touch them. Just waited. When Caleb's crying slowed, Jax spoke quietly. You're right. It's not okay. Your folks are dead, and that's not fair, and it's not right, and it's never gonna be okay. Caleb looked up, surprised. But you're alive, and that means you got a choice. You can be angry, and you should be angry. What happened to you is wrong. Or you can let that anger eat you up until there's nothing left. Which one did you choose? Noah asked. When your family died? The second one. Spent 3 years letting it eat me. Wouldn't recommend it. What changed? You did. All 7 of you. The twins looked at each other. Some silent communication passed between them.
We'll get the firewood, Caleb said finally.
Thank you. They started gathering wood. Jax helped. Nobody talked, but it felt less angry. When they came back inside, Rosa had breakfast ready. Real breakfast. Eggs, bacon, biscuits. Where'd you get all this? Jax asked. My restaurant. Closed it this morning. Everything I had left, I brought here. Rosa, you can't. Already did. Stop arguing and eat. They sat, all 9 of them crammed around Jack's table that was made for 4. Grace tried to grab food with her hands. Marianne slurped her eggs. The twins kicked each other under the table. Betsy fell asleep with her fork halfway to her mouth. It was chaos. It was perfect. Then someone knocked on the door. Everyone froze. Don't answer it, Sam whispered. I have to. What if it's the council? What if they change their minds? Then we deal with it. Jax opened the door. Sheriff Wade stood there, drunk at 9 in the morning. Jax? Sheriff, heard you got the Parker kids. That's right. Council approved it? 4-1. Wade scratched his beard. Cornelius ain't happy. Don't care. You should. Man's got influence. What do you want, Wade? The sheriff looked past him at the 7 kids. Just checking, making sure everything's proper. It's proper. Lot of mouths to feed. I'm managing. You got help? Woman supervision? Rosa appeared behind Jax. He's got me. Wade's eyebrows went up. That's so. That's so. Any other questions? Not official ones. Wade tipped his hat. But Jax, word of advice. Watch your back. Cornelius, don't forget. He left. Jax closed the door, leaned against it. He's right, Rosa said quietly. Ashford's going to retaliate. Let him. Jax, I said let him. I'm done being scared. That afternoon, Jax took the kids to the general store. They needed clothes, shoes, supplies. Frank Morrison usually extended him credit. Not today.
Sorry, Jax. Cash only.
Since when? Morrison wouldn't meet his eyes. New policy. Whose policy? Yours or Cornelius's? Look, I got a business to run. I can't... Can't what? Sell to someone who's helping orphans? It ain't like that. Then what's it like? Morrison leaned in, whispered. Cornelius came by this morning. Said anyone who helps you is gonna have problems. I got suppliers to think about. Loans to pay back. I'm sorry. Jax grabbed supplies anyway, threw coins on the counter. That enough? Morrison counted it. You're short. That's all I got. Then put some back. Sam stepped forward. We don't need new clothes. We can make do. Sam. I said we can make do. They left with half of what they needed, walked down the street, and everyone stared. Women whispered behind their hands. Men looked away. Grace grabbed Jack's hand. "Why are they looking at us?" "Because people are stupid." "Jax," Rosa warned. "It's true." They passed the church. Reverend Davies stood on the steps. "Mr. McAllister, children." "Reverend, I wanted to say, what you're doing is admirable." "But?" Davies sighed. "But it would be easier if you came to Sunday service. Showed the town that you're raising these children properly. In the faith." "I don't do church." "I know, but perception matters." "So I should lie? Pretend to believe so people will stop gossiping?" "I'm not saying lie. I'm saying show them you're trying." Jax looked at the 7 kids. They were watching him, waiting. "Fine. We'll come Sunday." "Excellent. I look forward to, but I'm not pretending. And if anyone says one word to upset these kids, we're leaving and we're not coming back." Davies nodded. "Understood." They walked home in silence. That night, Betsy asked the question everyone was thinking. "Why do they hate us?" They were sitting around the table, dinner finished. Kids should have been in bed, but nobody wanted to be alone.
"They don't hate you," Rosa said. "They do. I can tell." "They're afraid," Jack said. "Of what? We're just kids." "Exactly. You're kids who need help. And helping you means sacrifice, means caring, means getting involved in someone else's pain. People don't like that." Sam pushed his plate away. "So they'd rather we suffer?" "They'd rather pretend you don't exist. Easier that way." "That's evil." "That's people." Grace started crying. Quiet, just tears running down her face. Marianne put an arm around her. "What's wrong?" "I want Mama." "I know." "She's not coming back, is she?" The question hung there. Nobody wanted to answer it. Finally, Betsy spoke. "No, honey, she's not." "Where did she go?" "Heaven." "Can we go visit?" "Not yet." "When?" "Not for a long, long time." Grace thought about this. "But I miss her now." "Me too." "Me too," Marianne whispered. "Me too," the twins said together. Sam stood up, walked to the window, stood there with his back to everyone. Rosa looked at Jax. Jax shook his head. Let the boy have his moment. When Sam turned around, his face was wet. "I hate this. I hate that we're here instead of home. I hate that strangers are taking care of us. I hate that Mama and Papa are dead and we're just supposed to keep living like it's normal." "It's not normal," Jack said. "Then what is it?" "Survival. That's all it is right now. Survival." "For how long?" "I don't know. Until it hurts less." "And if it never hurts less?" Jax had no answer for that. Rosa stood, gathered the kids. "Bed, all of you." "But—" "No arguments. Bed." They went, reluctantly. Rosa followed to tuck them in. Jack sat alone at his table and wondered what the hell he was doing. These kids needed more than survival. They needed healing, hope, a future. He didn't know how to give them that. Rosa came back, sat down across from him. "You did good today." "I didn't do anything." "You showed up." "That's more than most people." "It's not enough."
"It's a start." They sat quiet. Outside, night sounds. Crickets. Distant coyotes. "Rosa, Why are you really doing this? She looked at him. What do you mean? You had a life, a business, independence. Why throw it away for 7 kids you don't know? Rosa was quiet for a long time. I'm dying, Jax. The words hit like bullets. What? Cancer. Doc Hendricks told me 6 months ago. Maybe a year left. Maybe less. Jax couldn't breathe. You're lying. I'm not. Does anyone else know? Just you, and I want to keep it that way. Rosa. I've spent 15 years alone, Jax. 15 years grieving my babies and my husband and everything I lost. I don't want to die alone. I don't want my last year to be empty. She reached across the table, took his hand. These children need someone, and I need them. That's the truth. That's why I'm here. Jax couldn't speak, just held her hand and tried not to fall apart. Don't cry, Rosa said. I've made my peace with it. How? By deciding to live every day I have left. Really live, not just exist. She smiled. Kind of like what you're doing. I'm not. You are. You've been dead for 3 years, Jax. Now you're alive again. Messy and terrified and alive. She stood, kissed his forehead like he was one of the children. Get some sleep. Tomorrow's going to be harder. She was right. The next day, Marianne fell out of the loft in the barn, broke her arm, screamed so loud the whole town probably heard. Doc Hendricks said it, charged double his normal rate. Ashford's orders, he whispered when Jax protested. I'm sorry. That night, Thomas stopped breathing. Just stopped. Turned blue in Betsy's arms. Rosa grabbed him, turned him upside down, hit his back. Nothing. Jax! Jax ran in, took the baby, blew air into his tiny mouth, once, twice. Thomas coughed, started crying. Betsy collapsed, just fell down and sobbed. He stopped breathing! He stopped breathing! Oh God, he stopped breathing! Rosa held her. He's okay. He's okay. What if he does it again? Then we'll be here. You can't promise that. You're right. I can't. Rosa pulled back, looked Betsy in the eyes. But I promise we'll try. That's all anyone can do. Betsy cried herself to sleep that night. So did Marianne. So did Grace. The twins got in a fight. Real fight. Bloody noses and black eyes. Sam tried to separate them. Got punched in the stomach. Jax pulled them apart. Sent them to opposite corners. I hate you! Caleb screamed at Noah. I hate you more! Boys, shut up! Caleb rounded on Jax. This is your fault. If you'd just let us go to Abilene, we wouldn't have to be here. Caleb, Sam started. No! I'm tired of pretending this is okay. It's not okay. We're living with strangers, and Mama's dead, and Papa's dead, and I hate it here, and I hate you. He ran outside, slammed the door so hard a plate fell off the shelf and shattered. Nobody moved. Finally, Noah spoke. Quiet. He doesn't mean it. I know, Jack said. He's just scared. I know. Should I go after him? No. Let him cool off. But an hour later, Caleb hadn't come back. 2 hours. 3. Jax. Sam's voice was tight with fear. It's getting dark. Jax grabbed a lantern. Stay here. I'm coming with you. Sam, he's my brother. I'm coming. They searched. Barn, chicken coop, behind the trading post. Nothing. Caleb! Sam shouted. Caleb, come back! No answer. Jax felt panic rising. Kid was 8 years old, alone in the dark, could be anywhere. Caleb! A small voice came from above. "Up here!" Jax looked up. Caleb was on the roof. "What the hell are you doing up there?" "Wanted to be alone." "It's dark. You could fall." "So?" "So get down here, now." "No." Jax climbed up. Sam followed. They sat on the roof, 3 figures against the stars. "You scared us," Sam said. "Good." "That's not fair." "Nothing's fair. Mama and Papa are dead. That's not fair." "I know." "Then why do we have to keep pretending it's okay?" "We're not pretending," Sam said. "We're surviving." "I don't want to survive. I want to go home." "We can't." "Why not?" "Because there is no home anymore. It burned, remember?" Caleb started crying. "I hate that it burned. I hate that they're gone. I hate everything." Sam put his arm around him. "Me too." They sat there, 2 brothers holding each other, grieving. Jax looked away, gave them privacy. When they climbed down, Rosa was waiting. "Everyone inside, now." They gathered in the main room, all 9 of them. Rosa stood in the center. "We need to talk, really talk, about what we're doing here and why it's so hard." "We know why it's hard," Caleb muttered. "Do you? Because I don't think you do." Rosa looked at each child. "You're grieving, all of you, and you're doing it in different ways. Sam, by being strong. Betsy, by taking care of everyone. The twins, by fighting. Marianne, by crying. Grace, by going silent." Grace hadn't spoken in 2 days, just held her doll and stared. "And that's okay," Rosa continued. "But you can't keep it all inside. It'll eat you alive." "What are we supposed to do?" Betsy asked. "Feel it. All of it. The anger, the sadness, the fear. Feel it and let it out." "How?" "Like this." Rosa screamed, just threw her head back and screamed at the ceiling, long and loud and raw. The children stared. When she stopped, she looked at them. "Your turn." "We can't just—" "Yes, you can. Scream, cry, yell. Whatever you need to do. Let it out." Nobody moved. Then Grace opened her mouth and screamed. High-pitched, terrified. The sound of a 4-year-old who'd lost everything. Marianne joined her. Then Betsy. Then the twins. Sam was last. His scream came from somewhere deep, somewhere that had been holding everything in for too long. They screamed until they couldn't anymore, until their voices gave out. Then they cried, all of them, even Jax. When it was over, they sat in exhausted silence. "Better?" Rosa asked. "A little," Betsy admitted. "Good. We'll do this every week if we have to." "Every week?" Caleb looked horrified. "Grief doesn't go away in one night, sweetheart. It takes time." "How much time?" "As much as it takes." That night, for the first time, everyone slept through. No nightmares. No crying. Just sleep. Morning came with knocking. Jax opened the door to find Sheriff Wade, sober this time. "Sheriff?" "Jax, got something for you." He handed over an official-looking paper. Jax read it, felt his blood run cold. "What is it?" Rosa asked. "It's a summons. Territorial marshals coming next week to investigate the living situation." "On what grounds?" "Complaints filed by concerned citizens." Jax looked at Wade. "Let me guess. Cornelius."
He's got 30 signatures. Council can't ignore that many. So what happens? Marshal comes, interviews everyone, makes a recommendation to the territorial judge. Judge decides if you keep the kids or if they go to Abilene. The words hit like a death sentence. Sam appeared in the doorway. We're not going to Abilene. Sam, we're not. You said we were home. You promised. I know what I said. Then fight for us, please. Jax looked at the summons, then at the 7 kids watching him, then at Rosa. We'll fight, he said. All of us, together. Wade tipped his hat. Week from today, be ready. He left. Jax closed the door, turned to face his family. What do we do? Betsy asked. We prepare. We show them that this works, that we're a family. How? I don't know yet, but we've got a week to figure it out. Rosa put her hand on his shoulder. We'll need help, people willing to vouch for us. Nobody in this town will go against Cornelius. Not nobody. Doc Hendricks voted for us. So did the mayor and the reverend. That's 3, against 30 signatures. Then we get more signatures. We show the marshal that people support this. How? Rosa smiled. Grim. Determined. We invite the whole damn town to dinner. You're insane, Jack said. Rosa was already making lists. We'll need tables, chairs, food for at least 50 people. We don't have money for, we'll make do. The kids can help cook. You can hunt. I've got preserves and, Rosa, nobody's coming. You heard Wade. 30 signatures against us. Then we change their minds. How? By feeding them? By showing them what we are. A family. She looked at the 7 kids clustered in the doorway. They need to see these children. Really see them. Not as a problem or a scandal. As people. Sam stepped forward. When? Sunday, after church. That's 4 days. Then we better get started. Betsy grabbed Rosa's arm. What if they don't come? They'll come. Free food always brings people. What if they come just to mock us? Caleb asked. Rosa knelt down to his level. Then we hold our heads high and show them we're better than their mockery. Can you do that? Caleb looked at Noah. Some silent twin conversation. We can try. That's all I ask. They spent the rest of the day planning. Rosa made lists. Jax counted money. The kids argued about what to cook. Mama's fried chicken, Mary Ann said. We don't have enough chickens, Betsy countered. Then we get more. With what money? I don't know. I just want Mama's chicken. She started crying. Grace joined her. Then Thomas, because babies cry when everyone else does. Sam grabbed his hat. I'm going hunting. Sam, Jack started. We need meat. I'll get meat. He left before anyone could stop him. Jax found him an hour later, half a mile out, trying to set snares with shaking hands. Your pa teach you that? Yeah. Sam didn't look up. Before he died. You're doing it wrong. I know. I can't. My hands won't stop shaking. Jax knelt down, fixed the snare, showed Sam the right way. Like this, see? Sam tried again. Better. They set 6 snares in silence. I'm scared, Sam said finally. Of the marshal? Of everything. Of losing this. Of going to Abilene. Of the twins being sent somewhere else, and Betsy somewhere else, and... His voice cracked. I'm so tired of being scared. Me too. Really? Every damn day. Wake up scared, go to bed scared. Scared I'll mess this up. Scared I'll lose you all. Scared I'll... Jack stopped. Yeah, I'm scared. But you don't show it. That's called lying, kid. I'm real good at it. Sam almost smiled.
They checked the snares at dawn. 3 rabbits, a turkey. "Not bad," Jack said. "Not enough." "It's a start." They brought the game home. Rosa had the girls plucking chickens. The twins were scrubbing vegetables. Betsy was trying to keep Thomas from eating raw potatoes. "Thank God," Rosa said when she saw the rabbits. "We can make stew." "I thought we were doing something fancy." "Stew is fancy when you season it right." She started issuing orders. "Marianne, get the big pot. Grace, stop crying and help your sister. Caleb, Noah, I need more water from the well. Move." Everyone moved. Jax watched them work. 7 kids who'd been half dead a week ago, now cooking for 50 people. It was insane. It might also work. That night, Rosa pulled him aside. "We need to talk about money. We're broke." "I know, but we need supplies. Flour, sugar, salt, things I can't make." "Morrison won't give us credit." "Then we don't go to Morrison." Rosa's eyes gleamed. "We go to the source." "What source?" "The supply wagons come through Thursday, before they get to Morrison's store. We intercept them." "That's stealing." "It's business. We pay what we can. Negotiate the rest." "Rosa, you got a better idea?" He didn't. Thursday morning, they waited on the North Road. Jax, Rosa, and Sam. The wagon came at noon. Driver pulled up when he saw them. "Road's not blocked, is it?" "No, sir," Jax said. "Just wondering if you'd be willing to do business. Direct." The driver looked suspicious. "You got money?" "Some. Frank Morrison pays on time, in full. Why would I sell to you?" "Because we're desperate, and honest about it." Rosa stepped forward. "We need flour, sugar, salt, and lard. We'll pay you what we can now. The rest in 2 weeks, when my restaurant—" "Your restaurant's closed. Everyone knows that." "I'm reopening, in a new location." "Where?" Rosa gestured at Jax. "Here. Combined trading post and restaurant. We'll be your exclusive buyer for prepared foods in Red Creek." The driver thought about it. "Morrison won't like that." "Morrison doesn't have to know." "He'll find out." "Let him." Rosa pulled out her coin purse. "This is what we have. Will it work?" The driver counted it, sighed. "You're short by half." "I know." "But you got guts, lady. I like that." He started unloading supplies. 2 weeks. Don't make me regret this. They got what they needed, barely. That afternoon, the kids started cooking. Rosa supervised. Jax stayed out of the way. By evening, the trading post smelled like heaven. Rabbit stew, biscuits, apple pie made from Rosa's preserves. Grace was covered in flour. Marianne had burns on her hands from the stove. The twins had eaten half the biscuit dough. "Out," Rosa said. "All of you. You're more trouble than help." The kids scattered. Betsy stayed. "I can help more. I'm good at—" "You're 10 years old and you've been cooking all day. Go play." "I don't know how to play anymore." The words hung there, sad and true. Rosa pulled her close. "Then learn. You got time now. Use it." Betsy left. Jax found her on the porch, crying. "What's wrong?" "I forgot how to be a kid. All I know is taking care of everyone and worrying, and I'm so tired." Jax sat down next to her. "When's your birthday?" "October 7th. Why?" "How old will you be?" 11. "What do you want for your birthday?" Betsy looked at him like he was speaking another language. "What?" "A present. What would you want?" I don't—" She started crying harder. "I just want Mama back." "I know, but you can't have that. So what else?" She thought about it. Really thought. "A book. Mama used to read to us, before she got sick. I miss stories. Then you'll get a book. We don't have money for. I'll figure it out. That's my job now. Worrying about money and supplies and keeping you safe. Your job is being 10. Can you try to do that? Betsy nodded, wiped her eyes. I'll try. Friday came, then Saturday. The kids practiced. Rosa made them rehearse greeting guests, saying please and thank you, not fighting in front of people. This is stupid, Caleb complained. This is survival, Rosa shot back. The marshal talks to these people. What they say matters. So you will be polite and respectful, and you will not pick fights with your brother. Understand? Yes, ma'am. All of you? 7 voices. Yes, ma'am. Saturday night, Jax couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about everything that could go wrong. What if nobody came? What if they came just to gawk? What if Cornelius showed up and made a scene? Rosa found him on the porch at midnight. Stop thinking so loud. You'll wake the children. Can't help it. Yes, you can. Come here. She pulled him to his feet, started dancing. No music, just swaying in the dark. What are you doing? Reminding you how to breathe. You're so tense I can feel it from here. They swayed. Jax tried to relax. Couldn't. What if this doesn't work? Then we tried. That's all we can do. It's not enough. It has to be. They stood there, 2 broken people, holding each other up. Rosa, when were you going to tell me about the cancer? She went still. How did you got a bruise on your arm that's been there 2 weeks. You don't eat much. You wince when you think nobody's looking. Rosa pulled away. I'm fine. You're dying. We're all dying, Jax. I'm just on a schedule. Don't joke about this. I'm not joking. I'm accepting. She looked at him. I got maybe 6 months, maybe less. I want to spend it here, with you, with them. Is that so wrong? No, but they're going to lose you too. You know that, right? Another person they care about. Gone. Then we make these 6 months count. We give them enough love to last. Jax wanted to argue. Couldn't. I'm scared of losing you. I know, but you'll survive. You survived losing Margaret and Daniel. You'll survive losing me. What if I don't want to? Rosa kissed his cheek. Then you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for them. Those 7 kids need you more than you need grief. She went inside. Jack stood alone and tried not to fall apart. Sunday morning came bright and hot. They got the kids dressed, best clothes they had, hair combed, faces washed. I look stupid, Caleb complained. You look handsome, Rosa corrected. Same thing. They walked to church as a family, 9 people in a line. The whole town stared. Inside, Reverend Davies smiled. Mr. McAllister, children, welcome. They sat in the back. People turned to look, whispered. Grace started crying. Too many people. Shh, Betsy soothed. It's okay. Want to go home. Soon, I promise. Davies preached about charity, about loving thy neighbor, about Jesus feeding the multitudes. Jax wondered if he was being subtle or obvious. After service, people filed out. Some nodded at them. Most didn't. Then came the moment of truth. Rosa stood at the church door, spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. We're having dinner at the trading post. Today, noon. Everyone's invited. Silence. Free food, Rosa added. Plenty for all. Margaret Patterson, the baker's wife, spoke up. Why would you do that? Because we're neighbors, and neighbors break bread together. Even neighbors who... Disagree with certain choices? Rosa smiled. Sharp. Especially them. How else do we find common ground? More silence. Then Doc Hendrick stepped forward. I'll come. Thank you for the invitation. Me too, said a voice from the back. Jim Crawford, Frank Morrison's competitor. Curious to see what all the fuss is about. One by one, people agreed. Not everyone, but enough. Cornelius Ashford stood with his supporters, watching, silent. Davies approached him. Cornelius, surely you'll attend. Show Christian charity? I have other obligations. On the Lord's Day? What could be more important than fellowship? Ashford's jaw worked. He was trapped. Fine, I'll attend. Briefly. Rosa's smile widened. Wonderful, we'll see you at noon. They rushed home, got everything ready. Tables set up outside, because there wasn't room inside. Food laid out. Borrowed dishes from Rosa's restaurant. At noon, people started arriving. Hesitant. Curious. Some friendly. Some not. The kids stood in a line, greeting guests like Rosa taught them. Welcome, Sam said to each person. Thank you for coming. Betsy showed people where to sit. The twins poured water. Marianne handed out napkins. Grace stayed close to Jax, scared. Cornelius arrived last, brought his supporters, stood apart from everyone else. Rosa gave the signal. They served food. The rabbit stew was perfect. Biscuits light and fluffy. Pie sweet and tangy. People ate. Conversation started. Slowly at first, then building. Then Cornelius stood. Might I have everyone's attention? The crowd quieted. I appreciate the meal, truly. But let's not pretend we don't all know why we're here. He gestured at the kids. This is a spectacle, a performance designed to manipulate our emotions. Cornelius, Davies started. No, let me finish. Mr. McAllister is a good man. I don't question that. But good intentions don't make a family. These children need structure, education, proper moral guidance. Things a bachelor and he looked at Rosa, a dying woman cannot provide. Gasps. Rosa's secret was out. How did you? Rosa went pale. Dr. Hendricks keeps records. Records that can be accessed with the right persuasion. Hendricks stood. That's a violation of nothing. The town has a right to know. These children are being cared for by a grief-stricken recluse and a woman with months to live. How is that stability? Jax moved toward Ashford. Sam grabbed his arm. Don't. Let me. Sam walked to the center. 12 years old, facing down 50 adults. You're right, he said. We're not a normal family. Sam, Jax tried to stop him. No, he's right. Sam looked at Cornelius. We're 7 kids who lost everything. Our house burned. Our parents died. We had nothing. His voice didn't shake. Mr. Jax took us in when nobody else would. Fed us. Gave us a home. Rosa taught us how to grieve without drowning in it. They're not perfect, neither are we. But we're trying. Trying isn't enough, Ashford said. Then what is? Because from where I'm standing, trying is all anyone's doing. You tried to send us to Abilene. We tried to stay together. Mr. Jax tried to save us. Rosa tried to give us hope. Sam stepped closer. My mama made me promise to keep our family together. That's all I want. Not a fancy house or rich folks or anything perfect. Just my brothers and sisters. Together. Is that really so wrong? Silence. Then Grace walked over, stood next to Sam. I miss my mama, she said. Small voice, but clear. But Rosa tells me stories, like Mama did. Marianne joined them. Mr. Jax fixed my doll when it broke. Papa used to do that. The twins stood up, together. We fight a lot, But Sam keeps us from killing each other, like Papa did. Betsy picked up Thomas, walked to her siblings. We're not asking for charity. We're asking for a chance, to prove we can be a family, even if it doesn't look like everyone else's family. All 7 kids stood together, facing the town. Someone started clapping. Jim Crawford. Then another person. Then another. Not everyone, but enough. Cornelius's face went red. This is absurd. They're children. They don't understand what they're asking for. Don't we? Sam challenged. I understand that we'd rather be together and struggling than separated and comfortable. I understand that love matters more than rules. I understand that Mr. Jacks is more of a father than... He stopped, looked at Cornelius. When did you lose your son? The question dropped like a stone. Ashford went white. How dare you? War, right? That's what people say. Your boy died in the war. You blamed yourself. So you spend every day making sure nobody else makes mistakes, making sure everything's proper and ordered and controlled. You know nothing about, I know what grief looks like. I see it every day in the mirror. Sam's voice softened. But grief doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care even more. So why are you trying to stop us from having what you lost? Cornelius had no answer, just stared at this 12-year-old boy who'd somehow seen straight through him. Davies stood. Perhaps we should take a vote. Those in favor of supporting Mr. McAllister's guardianship, raise your hands. Hands went up, maybe 20 people. Those opposed? Fewer hands, maybe 12. The rest? The remaining people looked uncomfortable. We need more time to decide, Margaret Patterson said. The marshal comes tomorrow, Rosa pointed out. There is no more time. Then we tell him the truth, Jim Crawford said. That this town is divided, that some support this arrangement and some don't. Let him make the decision. That's not good enough, Jack said. It's all you're going to get. The dinner ended. People left. Some thanked them. Some didn't. When everyone was gone, the 9 of them stood in the wreckage of plates and tables. Did it work? Grace asked. I don't know, Rosa admitted. That night, they couldn't sleep. Every sound made them jump. At midnight, someone knocked. Jax answered. Found Margaret Patterson standing there. Mrs. Patterson? I came to apologize. What Cornelius said about Mrs. Delgado, her illness, that wasn't right. No, it wasn't. Is it true? Rosa appeared. Yes. Margaret's face crumpled. I lost my mother to cancer. Took 2 years. She was in such pain at the end. I'm sorry. Are you in pain? Some days. And you're still doing this? Taking care of 7 children while you're dying? What else would I do? Sit around waiting for death? This is better. This matters. Margaret reached into her bag, pulled out a jar. Pain tonic, my mother's recipe. It helped her. Maybe it'll help you. Rosa took it. Thank you. And tomorrow, when the marshal comes, I'll speak for you. I can't promise it'll be enough, but I'll try. She left. Rosa looked at the jar, started crying. What's wrong? Jax asked. People are good, sometimes, when you least expect it. The next morning, the marshal arrived. Territorial Marshal William Cross. Tall, gray-haired, eyes that missed nothing. Mr. McAllister, I understand you've taken in 7 children. That's right. I'm here to determine if this arrangement is suitable. I'll be interviewing the children, separately. Is that acceptable? Jax wanted to say no, couldn't. Yes, sir. Cross started with Sam. They talked for an hour. Jax couldn't hear what was said, just saw Sam's face through the window. Serious, determined. Then Betsy. Then the twins. Then Marianne. Grace refused to talk, just cried. Cross didn't push, made notes and moved on. When the interviews were done, Cross talked to townspeople. Doc Hendricks spoke highly of them. So did Davies. So did Margaret Patterson. Cornelius Ashford presented his 30 signatures, listed every concern, every impropriety. Cross listened to everything, made notes, showed no emotion. Finally, at sunset, he gathered everyone. I've completed my investigation. Here are my findings. The world held its breath. This arrangement is highly irregular. A single man and a terminally ill woman caring for 7 orphans. No legal marriage, no formal adoption papers, no traditional family structure. Jax felt his heart sink. However, the word gave hope. I've also observed 7 children who are fed, clothed, and clearly loved. I've seen a community divided, yes, but also a community engaged. I've spoken with the children themselves, and they are unanimous in their desire to stay together. Cross looked at Cornelius. Mr. Ashford, I appreciate your concerns. I understand your position. But I also believe that the law exists to protect children, not to punish them for needing help in unconventional ways. He turned to Jax. I'm recommending that the territorial judge grant provisional guardianship, 6 months, at which point another review will be conducted. If the children are thriving, permanent adoption can be pursued. And if they're not, Ashford demanded, then alternative arrangements will be made. But for now, they stay together, here, with Mr. McAllister and Mrs. Delgado. Jax couldn't breathe, couldn't speak. Sam grabbed his hand. We won? For now. That's enough. The kids erupted, hugging each other, crying, laughing. Rosa sat down hard, smiled through tears. Cornelius stood. This is a mistake. You're all going to regret this. Maybe, Cross said, but it's their mistake to make, not yours. Ashford left, taking his supporters with him. The rest of the town lingered, unsure what to do. Then Jim Crawford stepped forward, extended his hand to Jax. Congratulations. You earned this. Others followed. Not everyone, but enough. When the crowd dispersed, it was just the 9 of them again. What now? Betsy asked. Now we prove them right, Jack said. We show everyone that this works, that we're a family. How long do we have? Sam asked. 6 months. That's not much time. Then we better make it count. They stood together, 7 children and 2 adults. Unlikely, imperfect, but theirs. And for tonight, that was enough. The next morning, reality hit. 6 months, that's all they had to prove this worked. Jack stood in his kitchen, watching 7 kids try to make breakfast. Betsy was burning oatmeal. The twins were fighting over a spoon. Marianne couldn't reach the stove. Grace sat on the floor eating raw oats straight from the sack. This is a disaster, Betsy said. It's progress, Rosa corrected. She took the burnt pot. Last week you couldn't make oatmeal at all. Last week Mama was alive and knew how to cook. The words came out sharp, angry. Betsy clapped her hand over her mouth. I'm sorry, I didn't mean... It's okay to be angry, Rosa said quietly. Your Mama should be here. She's not. That's worth being angry about. But I shouldn't take it out on... On who? The oatmeal? Rosa smiled. Trust me, the oatmeal can handle it. Sam came in from outside, covered in dirt. Chickens got out. Again. How many? All of them. Caleb left the gate open. Did not. Did too. I watched you. You're a liar. You're an idiot. They lunged at each other. Jax grabbed both by their collars. Outside, both of you. Go catch chickens.
But he started. I don't care who started it. Go, now. The twins left, still arguing. Jax looked at Rosa.
6 months of this. Could be worse.
How?
We could have 8 kids. Despite everything, Jax laughed. That afternoon, a woman Jax didn't recognize knocked on the door. Mr. McAllister? I'm Helen Whitmore, the school teacher. Jack's stomach dropped. Whitmore. Any relation to Cornelius? His sister, Helen said, reading his face. But I'm nothing like my brother. May I come in? She came in, looked around at the chaos. 7 kids, various states of dirty and loud. I'm here to discuss schooling. These children should be in class. Can't afford it, Jack said bluntly. School is free, funded by the territorial government. Your brother... My brother is an ass. Forgive my language. Helen smiled. I'm here because these children deserve education. When can they start? Sam appeared. We're not wanted there. By whom? Everyone. Your brother made sure of that. My brother doesn't run the school. I do. Helen knelt down to Sam's level. What's your name? Samuel Parker. People call me Sam. Well, Sam, can you read? Yes, ma'am. My mama taught me. What about arithmetic? Some. I know my numbers through 100. Geography? History? Sam shook his head. Helen stood, addressed all the kids. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. All of you old enough for lessons. That includes you, Sam. And you, Betsy. The twins, too. What about Mary Ann? Betsy asked. She's only 6. 6 is old enough. Bring her. And Grace? How old is Grace? 4. Too young. She can stay home with the baby. Helen looked at Jax. Unless you want to bring her. She can sit quietly and listen. Some children learn that way. She doesn't talk much, Jax said. Then school might help. Sometimes children need other children to find their voices. Helen left. The kids stared at Jax.
Do we have to go? Caleb asked. Yes. But what if the other kids are mean?
Then you're polite anyway. Understand? 4 voices, reluctant. Yes, sir. That night, Rosa helped them prepare, found old slates, made sure they had clean clothes. I'm scared, Marianne whispered. Of what? What if I'm stupid? What if I can't learn? Rosa pulled her close. You're not stupid. You're 6 years old, and you've survived things most adults couldn't. You can handle school. Promise? Promise. But when morning came, Marianne refused to get out of bed. I can't go. Marianne, please don't make me, please. Betsy tried. It'll be okay. We'll all be together. No, we won't. They'll split us up by ages. I'll be alone. Sam knelt by her pallet. You won't be alone. I'll be watching. And if anyone's mean to you, they answer to me. Really? Really. Marianne got up, got dressed, held Sam's hand all the way to the schoolhouse. Other kids stared when they walked in, whispered. Helen clapped her hands. Attention! We have new students, the Parker children. You will treat them with respect and courtesy. Anyone who doesn't will answer to me. Understood? Murmurs of, Yes, Miss Whitmore. Sam was put with the older boys, Betsy with the older girls, the twins together, Marianne with the youngest group. By noon, Caleb had punched someone. Helen sent for Jax. He arrived to find Caleb sitting outside, bloody nose, crying. What happened?
Tommy Richards said our mama burned because she was a sinner. Said God punished her.
Jax felt rage, white hot. Where's Tommy?
Inside, getting his nose set.
Helen appeared.
Caleb broke it.
Good.
Mr. McAllister,
That boy deserved it.
perhaps, but we can't have students hitting each other.
Then don't let them say things like that.
I agree, which is why Tommy is suspended for 3 days. But Caleb still hit someone. There are consequences.
Jax looked at Caleb. The kid was 8 years old and shaking. What's the consequence? Normally, a week's suspension. But given the circumstances, I'll make it 1 day. Tomorrow, Caleb stays home. The day after, he returns. And if there are any more fights, regardless of provocation, he's expelled. Clear? Clear. They walked home. Caleb wouldn't look at him. I'm sorry, the kid finally said. For what? For hitting Tommy. For getting in trouble. For... Stop. Jax knelt down. You defended your mama's honor. I'm not mad about that. But Miss Whitmore said... Miss Whitmore's right. Can't go around hitting everyone who says mean things. There'll always be mean things. You hit everyone, you'll spend your whole life suspended. Then what do I do? You prove them wrong. You show them your mama raised good kids. Kids who are smart and kind and better than what people say about them. Caleb thought about this. That's harder than hitting. Yeah, but it lasts longer. When they got home, Rosa was on the floor. Jax ran to her. Rosa! She was conscious, but pale, shaking. I'm fine, just dizzy. You're not fine, he helped her up. When did you eat last? This morning. What did you eat? Rosa didn't answer. Rosa! I wasn't hungry. That's not, you need to eat, for the medicine to work. The medicine makes me sick. I don't care. You're eating. Now. He made her soup, stood there while she ate it, every spoonful. You're worse, he said finally. I'm fine. Don't lie to me. Rosa set down the spoon. The doctor says I have maybe 4 months, not 6. The words hit like bullets. 4 months. Give or take. Jesus Christ, Rosa. I know. Do the kids know? No, and they won't. Not yet. Let them have this. Let them feel safe for a while. They deserve to know. They deserve to be children. They'll know when they need to know. Jax wanted to argue, couldn't. That night, he lay awake thinking about 4 months, about losing Rosa. About 7 kids who'd have to grieve again. About how he was supposed to do this alone. The next week brought more problems. Betsy started having nightmares again. Woke up screaming 3 nights running. Sam got into a fight at school. Wouldn't say why. Came home with a black eye and a suspended week. The twins broke a window playing inside. Cost money they didn't have to replace. Thomas got a fever. Not bad, but bad enough that Betsy stayed up all night watching him. Money got tighter. The supply wagon driver wanted his payment. Jax couldn't give it. 2 more weeks, Jax begged. You said that last week. I know. I just need... Everyone needs McAllister. Don't make me regret trusting you. The driver left. Jax counted what they had left. Barely enough for another week of food. Rosa found him staring at an empty coin purse. How bad? Bad. The restaurant money. Gone. Spent it on clothes and medicine and... He stopped. We're broke, Rosa. Actually broke. Then we sell something. Like what? I got nothing valuable. Your horse. I need the horse for... For what? Pride? Rosa's voice was sharp.
Sell the damn horse, Jax. Feed your children. He sold the horse the next day. Got enough for a month of supplies. Maybe. Walking home felt different. Slower. More vulnerable. Sam noticed immediately. Where's the horse? Sold it. Why? Needed money. Sam's face crumpled. This is because of us. Because we're expensive and— Stop. This is because raising 7 kids costs money. But we're managing. Barely. Barely is enough. But that night, Sam was gone. Jax found a note on his pallet. Gone to find work. Don't look for me. I'll send money. Sam. Panic hit like lightning. Rosa! She came running, read the note. Oh God, where would he go? I don't know. North? The mines? He's 12 years old. I know. Betsy was crying. This is my fault. I told him we didn't have enough money. I told him. Where did he say he was going? He didn't. He just said he was tired of being a burden. Jax grabbed his coat. I'm going after him. You don't know which direction he went. Then I'll search all of them. Rosa grabbed his arm. Think. You're going on foot in the dark. You could walk right past him and never know. Wait until morning. Get help. We don't have time for— We don't have a choice. She was right. Jax knew she was right. But waiting was torture. At dawn, he got Jim Crawford and Doc Hendricks. They split up. North, south, east. Jax went north, toward the mines. Found Sam 5 miles out, walking along the road, crying. Sam! The boy turned, saw Jax, started running. Jax caught him, held him while he sobbed. I was trying to help. I was trying to fix it. I know. We're broke because of me, because of all of us. That's not true. Yes, it is. You sold your horse. Rosa's dying. Everything's falling apart, and it's my fault. Listen to me. Jax grabbed Sam's shoulders, made him look up. You are 12 years old. You are not responsible for any of this. Not the money, not Rosa, not your parents dying. None of it. Then why does it feel like I am? Because you're the oldest. Because you love your family. Because you're a good kid who wants to fix things. Jax pulled him close. But you can't fix everything. Sometimes you just have to let the adults handle it. But you can't handle it. You just said we're broke. We're broke right now. But we'll figure it out. Together. As a family. Not with you running off to the mines to get yourself killed. Sam cried harder. I'm so tired of feeling helpless. Yeah, me too. They sat on the road, father and son in everything but blood. What do we do now? Sam asked. We go home. We tell everyone you're okay. And then we figure out the next step. What's the next step? I don't know yet, but we'll find it. When they got back, Betsy ran out and nearly knocked Sam over, hugging him. Don't you ever do that again. I won't, I promise. The twins joined the hug. Then Marianne. Then Grace, who climbed onto Sam's back and wouldn't let go. Rosa stood in the doorway, smiling through tears. That night they sat together, all 9 of them. We need to talk about money, Jax said. We're broke, Caleb announced. Not broke, just tight. What's the difference? Broke means we have nothing. Tight means we have to be smart about what we have. How do we be smart? Betsy asked. Rosa spoke up. We cut expenses, garden more, hunt more, sell things we don't need. What don't we need? They looked around. Everything they owned was necessary or sentimental. My doll, Grace said quietly. Everyone stared. What? Rosa asked. My doll. Mama made it. But if we need money, we can sell it. Grace, no, Betsy said. That's the only thing you have for Mama. So? Sam was going to work in the mines? My doll is less important than Sam. The logic was devastating. Jax knelt down. We're not selling your doll. But, no. Some things are worth more than money. Your doll is one of them. Grace hugged the doll tighter. Then what do we do? Marianne asked. We work harder, garden bigger, waste less. Jax looked at each child. And we trust each other. No more running away. No more trying to fix things alone. We're a family. We handle problems together. Agreed? 7 voices. Agreed. But 2 days later, Rosa collapsed again. This time she didn't wake up right away. Jax carried her to bed, got Doc Hendricks. How long has she been like this? She fainted an hour ago, hasn't woken since. Hendricks examined her, face grim. The cancer's progressing faster than I thought. She needs rest, real rest. No cooking, no cleaning, no taking care of 7 children. She won't agree to that. Then make her agree, because if she doesn't rest, she'll be dead in a month. The words hit like a punch. When Rosa woke up, Jax told her. No, she said immediately. Rosa, those children need me. They need you alive more than they need you cooking. I can do both. You can't. You just proved that. Rosa tried to sit up. Couldn't. Fell back against the pillow. I won't be useless. Resting isn't useless. It is when there's work to be done. Then the kids will do the work. They're capable. They're children. They're survivors, and they love you. Let them help. Rosa started crying. I don't want to die. Jax took her hand. I know. I'm not ready. Nobody ever is. I wanted more time. With you. With them. Then rest. Give yourself every day you can. She agreed, reluctantly. The kids took over her duties. Betsy cooked. The twins cleaned. Marianne tended the garden. Sam handled repairs. Grace appointed herself Rosa's nurse, brought her water, read to her, sat by her bed and talked about nothing. Why don't you talk to anyone else? Rosa asked one day. Grace thought about it. Other people want me to say important things. You just let me talk. What do you want to talk about? Mama and Papa and the fire. Then talk. I'm listening. Grace talked. For hours. About the night of the fire. About being scared. About missing her parents. About nightmares. Rosa listened, never interrupted, just held Grace's hand and let her speak. When Grace finally stopped, she looked at Rosa. Am I broken? No, sweetheart. You're healing. It doesn't feel like healing. It never does. Not while it's happening. 2 weeks later, a letter came. Official seal. Territorial government. Jax opened it with shaking hands. Marshal Cross will be conducting his 3-month review 2 weeks early. He'll arrive Friday to assess the situation and determine if guardianship should continue. That's 3 days from now, Rosa said. I know. We're not ready. We'll never be ready. Sam overheard. What does that mean? The review? It means the marshal comes back, checks on us, decides if we're doing okay. And if we're not? Jax couldn't lie. Then you go to Abilene. The kids went silent. Finally, Betsy spoke. Then we make sure we're okay. How do we do that? We clean. We organize. We show him we're a real family. They spent 3 days preparing, scrubbed the trading post, mended clothes, practiced being on their best behavior. Rosa directed from her bed. Betsy, your hair. Sam, tuck in your shirt. Caleb, stop fidgeting. Friday morning came.
Marshal Cross arrived at noon, looked around, made notes. Mrs. Delgado was ill, I see. Temporary, Jax lied. How temporary? Rosa spoke from the bedroom. Come in here, Marshal. Let's talk honestly. Cross went in, closed the door. They talked for 20 minutes. When Cross came out, his face was unreadable. Children, I'd like to speak with you, each separately. He interviewed them one by one, started with Grace, the youngest. Grace wouldn't talk, just clutched her doll. It's okay, Cross said gently. You don't have to say anything. But can you show me something? Can you show me what you do every day? Grace led him to Rosa's room, showed him the water glass she kept filled, the book she read from, the chair she sat in. You take care of Mrs. Delgado? Grace nodded. Why? Grace finally spoke, small voice, but clear. Because she's family, and family takes care of family. Cross made a note. He interviewed the others, asked about school, chores, how they felt. When he finished, he gathered everyone. I'm going to be honest. This situation is far from ideal. Jax felt his heart sink. Mrs. Delgado is dying. You're struggling financially. The children have been in multiple incidents at school. There are concerns. But, Sam started. Cross held up a hand. However, I've also observed 7 children who are healthier than they were 3 months ago, who attend school despite difficulties, who have each other's backs, who clearly love the adults caring for them. He looked at Jax. You're doing something right. I don't know what, but it's working. So? Rosa asked. So I'm recommending the guardianship continue. Full 6 months, as originally planned. After which, if things remain stable, we can discuss permanent adoption. The room erupted. Kids cheering. Rosa crying. Jax unable to speak. Cross wasn't finished. But understand this. You're being watched. Closely. Any significant problems, financial collapse, medical emergency, legal trouble, and we revisit this immediately. Understood? Understood, Jax managed. Cross left. The celebration lasted about 5 minutes before reality set back in. They still had no money. Rosa was still dying. Problems hadn't disappeared, but they had time. 3 more months to prove themselves. That night, Jax sat with Rosa. You told him the truth about the cancer. He deserved honesty. You could have lied, bought us more time. Lying doesn't buy time. It steals it, Rosa smiled. Besides, I'm tired of pretending I'm fine. How long do you really have? Hendrik says 6 weeks, maybe 8. 6 weeks. Jax couldn't breathe. What do I tell them? Nothing yet. Let them have this victory. They'll know soon enough. Rosa, please, Jax, just give me this. Let me watch them be happy for a little while longer, before everything changes again. He agreed, even though it hurt. The next week, everything did change. Cornelius Ashford filed new charges. Fraud, misrepresentation, endangering children. Sheriff Wade delivered the summons. He claims you lied about Mrs. Delgado's condition, that you knew she was dying and didn't disclose it. The marshal knew, but did you tell the judge who granted initial guardianship? Jax hadn't, because there'd been no judge yet. Just the council vote. This is bullshit. Maybe, but you gotta answer it. Court date set for 2 weeks. I don't have money for a lawyer. Then you better hope the judge is feeling charitable. Wade left. Jax looked at Rosa, at the 7 kids listening from the other room. What do we do? Sam asked. For the first time since this started, Jax had no answer. I don't know. But Sam didn't accept that answer. "We fight," he said, "like we always do." "With what? We got no money for a lawyer. No way to—" "We defend ourselves." "Sam, that's not how courts work." "Then we make it work." Sam looked at his siblings. "We tell the truth. All of us. We tell the judge what this family means." "That's not enough," Jack said. "It has to be." The next morning, Helen Whitmore showed up.
I heard about the charges. News travels fast. This is Red Creek. Everything travels fast. She handed Jax a folded paper. "This is a list of every lawyer within 50 miles. None of them will take your case for free. But Thomas Brennan in Helena owes me a favor." "Why would you help us?" "Because my brother is a vindictive ass and someone needs to stop him." Helen paused. "And because those children deserve better than being used as weapons in his personal vendetta." Jax looked at the paper. "I still can't pay." "Then pay him later, after you win." "What if we don't win?" "Then you fight anyway. That's what you've been doing all along, isn't it?" She left before he could thank her. Jax rode to Helena that afternoon. Borrowed Jim Crawford's horse since he'd sold his own. Found Thomas Brennan in an office above a saloon. "Mr. McAllister, Helen sent word you'd come." "I need help." "So I've heard. Fraud charges, misrepresentation, endangering children." Brennan leaned back. "Cornelius Ashford's being thorough. Can you defend us?" "I can try. But I'll be honest, it's not a strong case. For you, I mean. Ashford has documentation, witness statements, medical records proving Mrs. Delgado lied about her condition." "She didn't lie. She just didn't volunteer information." "In the eyes of the law, that's the same thing." Brennan shuffled papers. "Your best defense is the children themselves. If they testify that they're better off with you than they would be in Abilene, that carries weight." "They're kids. You want them to testify in court?" "I want to win, and sometimes winning requires uncomfortable choices." Jax thought about Sam, Betsy, all of them standing before a judge, being questioned, having their lives picked apart. What's the alternative? You plead guilty, throw yourself on the mercy of the court, hope the judge is lenient. And if he's not? Then the children go to Abilene. You possibly face jail time for fraud. Mrs. Delgado, Brennan stopped. How long does she have? Weeks, maybe days. Then she likely won't face charges. The court doesn't prosecute the dying. Small mercy. Jax hired Brennan, promised to pay him somehow. Rode back to Red Creek in the dark. Found Rosa worse. She was on the floor again, Betsy kneeling beside her. She was trying to get water, Betsy said, crying. She fell. I couldn't catch her. Jax carried Rosa to bed. She was lighter than last week, burning with fever. The kids, she whispered. They're fine. Tell them I'm sorry. You're not dying tonight. Stop talking like... Jax. She gripped his hand, weak. We both know. I need to say things while I still can. He couldn't speak, just nodded. Tell them I loved them. Every one of them. Tell them they made my last months matter. Tell them yourself. You're not... Stop lying. Her voice was gentle. We don't have time for lies anymore. She was right. Jax gathered the kids, all 7 of them. Rosa's very sick. She doesn't have much time left. Silence. Then Grace started screaming. No! No, no, no! Not Rosa, too! Not Rosa! Marianne joined her. Then the twins. Then Betsy. Sam stood frozen, face white. How long? He finally asked. I don't know. Could be days, could be hours. This is my fault, Sam said, flat, emotionless.
I ran away. I stressed her out. Stop! Rosa's voice came from the bedroom, weak but firm. All of you, come here. They crowded into the bedroom, 7 children and 1 dying woman. Rosa looked at each face. I'm dying. I've been dying since before we met. This was always going to happen. But, Betsy started. No buts. Listen, all of you. Rosa struggled to sit up. Jax helped her. I'm not scared. I'm ready. I've had more love in these few months than I had in 15 years. Because of you. We don't want you to die, Marianne sobbed. I know, sweetheart. But wanting doesn't change reality. Death comes for all of us. The only question is whether we lived first. She smiled. I lived. These months with you, that was living. Grace climbed onto the bed, laid her head on Rosa's chest. Will you see Mama in heaven? I hope so. Tell her we're okay. Tell her we miss her. But we're okay. I will. The kids stayed with her all night, talking, crying, holding hands. Jax watched from the doorway and felt his heart break over and over. Rosa died 3 days before the court hearing. Died in her sleep. Peaceful. Surrounded by children who loved her. Grace found her in the morning. Rosa won't wake up. Jax went in, knew immediately. The kids gathered, silent, shocked. Is she? Betsy couldn't finish. Yeah. This time, the grief was different, quieter, like they didn't have the energy for screaming anymore. Sam just walked out, sat on the porch, stared at nothing. Jax found him an hour later. You okay? No, stupid question, sorry. They sat in silence. The court hearing's in 3 days, Sam said. I know. We're going to lose, aren't we? Without Rosa to vouch for us, without her helping run things, we're going to lose. Maybe. What do? We show up anyway. We tell the truth. We hope it's enough. And if it's not? Jax had no answer. They buried Rosa next to the church. Doc Hendricks said words. Reverend Davies prayed. Half the town showed up, the half that supported them. Cornelius Ashford didn't attend. After the service, Margaret Patterson approached. I'm sorry for your loss. Mrs. Delgado was a good woman. Thank you. The hearing's tomorrow. I know. We're coming, all of us who believe in what you're doing. We'll testify if you need us. Ashford has 30 signatures. We have our voices. Sometimes that's enough. The next morning, they dressed in their best clothes, rode to the courthouse in Jim Crawford's wagon. The courtroom was packed, Ashford and his supporters on one side, their supporters on the other. Judge William Morrison presided. Not related to Frank Morrison, but cut from the same cloth. Practical. No nonsense. This court is called to order. Mr. Ashford, you filed charges of fraud and endangering children against Mr. Jackson McAllister. Present your case. Ashford stood, presented documents. Medical record showing Rosa's cancer diagnosis, dated before the guardianship was approved. They knew she was dying. They lied to this court about her ability to provide long-term care. Mr. McAllister? The judge asked. Thomas Brennan stood. Your Honor, Mrs. Delgado's condition was disclosed to Marshal Cross during his investigation. It was not hidden. But it was not disclosed during the initial guardianship hearing. There was no initial hearing. The council vote preceded any judicial review. Semantics, Mr. Brennan. The law, Your Honor. Morrison frowned.
made notes. Mr. Ashford, do you have evidence that the children were endangered? I have testimony from numerous citizens expressing concern about the living conditions. Concern is not evidence. Do you have proof of actual endangerment? Ashford hesitated. No direct proof, but the circumstances are not crimes. Morrison turned to Brennan. Your defense? I call Samuel Parker to the stand. Sam stood, walked forward, tiny in the big courtroom. Jax wanted to stop him. Couldn't. Sam was sworn in, sat in the witness chair. Sam, how old are you? Brennan asked. 12. Tell the court what your life was like before Mr. McAllister took you in. Sam's voice was steady, clear. We were starving. Mama died. We had nowhere to go. We walked 8 miles through summer heat with a baby and a 4-year-old. We would have died if Mr. Jax hadn't helped us. And what's your life like now? We have food, a home, school, family. Sam looked at Jax. We're safe. Ashford stood. Objection. The witness is a child. He doesn't understand. I understand plenty, Sam interrupted. I understand that you want to send us to Abilene, where we'll be split up, where Thomas will cry for Betsy and she won't be there, where the twins will be separated, where Grace will lose everyone she has left. That's not. I understand that you lost your son. I'm sorry about that, but punishing us won't bring him back. The courtroom went silent. Ashford's face went red. How dare you? Mr. Ashford, sit down, Morrison said quietly. Sam, continue. Rosa died 3 days ago. We buried her yesterday. She was the closest thing to a mama we had left. Sam's voice cracked. And now she's gone too. And if you take Mr. Jax away, we got nobody. We'll be completely alone. You'd have caregivers at the home. We'd have strangers, people doing jobs, not family. Morrison leaned forward. Sam, what does family mean to you? People who show up, who don't leave even when it's hard, who choose you even when they don't have to. He looked at Jax again. Mr. Jax chose us, every day. He didn't have to, but he did. That's family. Brennan had no more questions. Morrison called Betsy next, then the twins, then Marianne. Each one told the same story. Different words, same truth. They were better off here, with Jax, together. Grace was called last. She walked up with her doll, climbed into the chair. The bailiff tried to swear her in. She didn't understand. Gracie, Morrison said gently, do you know what the truth is? She nodded. Will you tell me the truth today? Another nod. Okay, that's good enough. He smiled. Can you tell me about Mr. Jax? Grace thought about it. He's sad a lot, but he doesn't leave. What do you mean? Papa left, Mama left, Rosa left. Everyone leaves, but Mr. Jax doesn't, even when he's sad. Morrison's expression softened. Do you want to stay with him? Yes. Why? Because he's home. Simple. Devastating. Morrison called a recess. They waited outside, all 9 of them. No, 8 now. Rosa was gone. Jax couldn't sit, paced, tried not to think about what would happen if they lost. Brennan was cautiously optimistic. The kids did well, really well. If Morrison's any kind of decent man, Ashford has documentation, proof. Proof of a technicality, not of wrongdoing. Brennan paused. We have a chance. They were called back in,
Morrison looked tired, old. I've reviewed the evidence, heard the testimony. This is my ruling. The room held its breath. Mr. Ashford, your concerns are noted, and in some ways, valid. Mrs. Delgado's condition should have been disclosed. Mr. McAllister should have been more forthcoming. Jax felt his stomach drop. However, the question before this court is not whether proper procedure was followed. The question is whether these children are better off with Mr. McAllister than they would be in an institutional setting. Morrison looked at the kids. I've listened to 7 children testify with remarkable clarity about what family means to them. I've heard their fear of separation, their love for the man who took them in, their grief over losses that no child should have to endure. He turned to Ashford. Mr. Ashford, I understand you've suffered losses of your own, and I sympathize. But your grief does not give you the right to inflict suffering on others. These children have found stability with Mr. McAllister. Removing them now would be cruel. But the law exists to protect children, not to punish them for being helped in unconventional ways. Morrison's voice hardened. Your charges are dismissed. Guardianship stands. 6 months from now, we'll revisit this for permanent adoption proceedings. Court adjourned. The gavel fell. For a moment, nobody moved. Then Sam started crying. Then Betsy. Then all of them. Jack stood there, stunned. They'd won. Against all odds. Against Ashford's money and influence and 30 signatures. They'd won. People crowded around, congratulating them, patting backs. Ashford left without a word. His supporters followed. Outside, the kids were euphoric. We get to stay! Marianne was dancing. All of us! Caleb high-fived Noah. Together! Grace hugged her doll. Sam stood apart, quiet. Jax went to him. You okay? I wish Rosa was here. She should have seen this. She knows. Wherever she is, she knows. You think? Yeah, I think. That night they have a celebration. Small, just the 8 of them and a few friends. Jim Crawford brought whiskey. Doc Hendricks brought pie. Margaret Pattison brought actual smiles for once. The kids played. First time in weeks they'd acted like children. Jax watched them and felt something unfamiliar. Peace. Not happiness. Not yet. Too much grief for happiness. But peace. The knowledge that they'd made it. They'd survived. 2 months later, Thomas took his first steps. Betsy was teaching him. Crouched down, arms out. Come on, Thomas. Come to Sissy. The baby wobbled. Took 1 step. 2. 3. Fell into her arms. Everyone cheered. Mama would have loved this, Betsy said quietly. Yeah, Sam agreed. She would have. 3 months later, Grace spoke her first full sentence in weeks. They were at Rosa's grave, bringing flowers. Grace knelt down, touched the headstone. I miss you, but I'm okay. We all are. Simple words, but they meant everything. 4 months later, the twins stopped fighting. Not completely. They were still brothers, but the angry, desperate fights stopped. What changed? Jax asked Sam. They realized they almost lost each other. Now they're just grateful. 5 months later, Marianne sang in the church choir. First time she'd sung since her parents died. Voice clear and sweet, brought tears to half the congregation. After, she found Jax. Did I sound okay? You sounded like your mama. She beamed. 6 months came. The final review for permanent adoption. Marshall Cross returned, examined everything, interviewed everyone. This time, there was no drama, no charges, no Ashford trying to stop them. Mr. McAllister, I'm satisfied with the arrangements. The children are thriving. School reports are positive. Financial situation is stable. Barely, but stable. So? So I'm recommending permanent adoption be granted. All 7 children. You'll be their legal father in every sense. Legal father. The words hit differently than guardian. Father. There's paperwork, Cross continued. A judge needs to sign off. But it's a formality at this point. Congratulations. The kids were ecstatic. That night, Sam asked the question they'd all been thinking. Does this mean we're really yours? Forever? Yeah, really and forever.
Can we... Sam hesitated. Can we call you Pa? Jax couldn't speak, just nodded.
Pa, Sam tried it out. Sounds good. Yeah, Betsy agreed. It does. The twins started chanting it. Pa, Pa, Pa. Marianne and Grace joined in. Thomas, who barely talked, laughed and clapped. Jax looked at his 7 children, his children, and felt whole for the first time in 3 years. Not healed, probably never fully healed, but whole. The adoption was finalized on October 7th, Betsy's 11th birthday. Jax presented her with a book, used, worn, but hers. Little Women, she read the cover. What's it about? 4 sisters, family, loss, love, surviving hard times together. Betsy's eyes filled with tears. It's perfect. That night, they had cake. Real cake, not burnt attempts. Margaret Patterson had made it, brought it over with a smile. For the birthday girl, and for your new family. They ate cake and told stories and laughed for the first time in months. When the kids were asleep, Jax sat on the porch, thought about Margaret and Daniel, about Rosa, about all the loss that had led here. You did good, he heard Rosa's voice in his memory. They're safe. They're loved. That's all that matters. I miss you, he said to the darkness. The wind picked up, warm, like an answer. He went inside, checked on each child, pulled up blankets, moved toys off beds. Father things. When he got to Sam's pallet, the boy was awake. Can't sleep? Too happy. It feels weird. Yeah, it does. Pa? Yeah? Thank you for not giving up on us. Thank you for not giving up on me. They sat in comfortable silence. You think Mama knows? Sam asked. About all this? I think she knows. Her and Rosa both. I think they're proud of you. Of all of us. Yeah, all of us. 5 years passed. Sam turned 17, tall, strong, smart. Doc Hendricks was training him. Thought he'd make a good doctor. Betsy was 15, teaching at Helen Whitmore's school. The younger kids loved her. The twins were 13, working the trading post with Jax, arguing less, laughing more. Marianne was 11, singing in church every Sunday, voice like an angel. Grace was 9, talked all the time now, couldn't shut her up. Jax loved it. Thomas was 6, starting school. Looked just like his papa, Sam said. They were a family, real and whole and theirs. One Sunday after church, they visited the graves. Martin and Sarah Parker, Rosa Delgado, all together in the church cemetery. We did it, Sam said quietly. We stayed together, just like Mama wanted. Yeah, Betsy agreed. We did. Jack stood back, watched his 7 children, 6 now growing up, 1 still small, pay respects to the people who'd loved them first. Thought about that night 5 years ago. 7 frozen kids in his barn. 9 words that changed everything. Our mama and papa burned. We got nowhere to go. They'd had nowhere to go.
Now they had home, had family, had future, not because of fate or luck or divine intervention, because people chose each other, fought for each other, refused to let go. Sam turned to him. "You comin', Pa?" Pa still made his heart skip. "Yeah, I'm comin'." They walked home together, 8 souls who'd found each other in the darkness and built something worth keeping. Grace grabbed his hand. "Pa?" "Yeah, Gracie?" "We're the luckiest family in the world, aren't we?" Jax looked at his children, his home, his life he'd rebuilt from ashes. "Yeah, sweetheart, we really are." And for the first time since Margaret died, since Daniel was buried, since his world fell apart, Jax meant it. They were home, all of them. Finally and forever, home.